Hi everyone, Tyler McDowell here. I teach freshmen and seniors at Marana High School.
And I'm Greg Sears. I teach freshmen and seniors at Mountain View High School.
Greg and I are here to briefly go over Unit 1 with you. This is Unit 1 for seniors. So let's go ahead and share the screen. I'm going to talk about the first two parts. I'm going to pass it over to my esteemed colleague, Greg. So this is all about narrative and audience. We think this is a great way for seniors to start off the year. Would be remiss if we didn't mention Brandy from Mountain View and Gail from Marana. Thank you for helping shape this unit originally. And thank you for letting Greg and I take a second look at it. So our skills in focus, as you can see, are determining audience, narrative writing, and engaging in peer feedback. We're hoping that we accomplish all of those in this 4 to 6 week span. You'll see the unit overview is here. I won't go over it. It's very similar to last year's Unit 1 for seniors, but you'll notice again, it reinforces the ideas of narrative, formal audience, peer feedback, right? Same kind of deal. I'm going to scroll down to stage 1. I just want to quickly highlight the essential questions, which Greg and I have worked on with the help of the one and only Mary Romero. So we have 3 essential questions now. The first one is, how can my writing contribute to the understanding of the human experience? What is good feedback? How does feedback help me as a writer? And then how do I develop my style as a writer? So we're hoping that not only can we just write these on our respective whiteboards at the start of the unit and the start of the year, but that students can really feel a level of engagement with this unit based on these questions, because we think that they'll really latch on to them and it'll be very purposeful for us. So those are the questions that we've tweaked a bit. You'll notice we made some changes to understandings, but they revolve around those same topics that I went over just a moment ago. Greg and I tried to work pretty diligently on the acquisition piece, so you'll notice a lot of really important vocabulary. We kind of broke this unit into stages: a first stage, second stage, and a third stage of the writing process. So once again, very similar to how this unit looked last year. Greg and I just perhaps added some words and moved some things around, but the heart of the unit is the same. I am scrolling once again, and yeah, I think this is where I'm going to pass it off to Greg for stages 2 and 3.
All right, so our performance task now, we'll be using narrative writing to develop an understanding of audience. So what we did is we've changed this a little bit. So now after the students have read different excerpts from narrative writings and be able to show the different levels of formality, structure, style, language, they're going to choose a prompt from the common application. You can see a little thing down there that'll show you where to go to do that. There's about 7 different prompts that the students will be able to choose one from. And they're going to write a personal statement to a formal audience. So we're looking for something that they can send to a college, to a scholarship committee, or to a boss, maybe of a job that they would really like to have. So that's going to entail that. Now, part of that, though, is going to be peer feedback. Like if you look in the essential questions, one of the things we really want to concentrate is on peer feedback. There's a little thing called peer grade, and there's a little link right there that you'll be able to follow to that. We also have a little link right there to some questions that Brandy and I used at Mountain View when we did peer grade. So you're free to use those and help your students to learn all about feedback and what is quality feedback and how we should be doing that. We've also put some different sample texts that we've had from both Marana for Tyler and Mountain View for me that you are free to use to show your audience, your students, how these students from last year kind of went over that with them and how they ended up writing their own personal statements, what they might have looked like, and how they might be able to want to frame theirs. If you go down a little bit, we do have a little bit of thing about speaking and listening. And so we want to make sure that we're doing some lessons in which we go over speaking and listening, which they understand, that you need to be able to get your information out, and that the students need to be able to understand what the people are talking about. So some sort of activity to go with that. And if you go down to stage 3, you're going to see some different type of things that are being done there. There's a lesson that Brandy and I did last year over language registrars, where we had a different slideshow where we went over the different types that they were. And then we had them create their own slideshow where we gave them, say, a topic like static or informal or formal. They had to find a little video, so they had to come up and talk about the video. We watched the video, and then the students had to say whether or not it met the criteria. You'll see some lessons that Tyler has put down there for personal statement introduction and a template in which your students can use. And just below that, one that Brandy and I used in our class, elements of a narrative handout. And one of the short stories that we went over was called Girl by Jamaica Kincaid. You're free to use any of the stuff that we have put here, perfect it, change it, do whatever you want to do it to make it work better for you and your class. And as you go down a little bit, you'll just see some other different types of things we put on there. A little like a focus that Brandy and I did one day, in which we had them explain something that they discovered, something new that they might have a passion for. We had them one day just take it, write 3 to 5 sentences, 5 minutes in class. And I thought what could be a good idea is after we've gone through quite a few of these different stories, to go back, have them bring this out and rewrite it. Then get feedback from a peer and perfect it. That'll just give them a really good practice before they head into that performance task. And just below that, you'll see all kinds of different texts that we have, that we've used, that we recommend, that are there for you. We'll try to get links to them eventually. Some of them, like those, already got a link up top. But things my mother said, Brandy can always get a copy of that. We could try to get a copy and link that in also. So some different things that you can use to help your students to understand narrative and to be able to write a perfect personal statement. Tyler.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. So just to reemphasize, I hope you can tell Greg and I, when discussing this unit and shaping this unit, are really excited. We think this is a great way to start the year, especially with seniors. And if I just scroll back up here before we finish our video, in case we didn't mention this, 4 to 6 week timeline for this unit, ideally. I believe that was the same as last year. We're really excited to see how you utilize this with your students. Please take advantage of any links that Greg and I put on there or that Brandy and Gail put on there last year. We hope that this is of use to you. I'm going to stop the share of my screen. And we want to thank you for your time watching this video. Good luck with your semester.